Hello friends. Today I want to talk a little bit more about chanting and the benefits of using mantras or chants to control the restless mind and bring us more peace and happiness. There's a story that Anandamoy Ma used to tell of a woman who had a stall in the marketplace, and every day she would sell oil for lamps in this stall in the marketplace. And every day beggars would come and beg for just a little bit of oil for their lamps because they couldn't afford to buy it. And every day this woman would say to the beggars, "Not a drop will I give, not a drop." Well, this went on for many, many years. And finally, this woman was on her deathbed. Her children were around her, and they were pleading with her, "Mother, please say the name of God," because it's well known in India that the last thought that you have in your mind as you make your transition from life into the next life, that thought determines what your life will be. And so this woman's children were urging her, "Please say the name of Rama, say the name of God." But this woman already had her mantra, and her mantra was, "Not a drop will I give, not a drop." So, not a very good next incarnation with that kind of thought. And then Anandamoy Ma would tell this story about a woman who had been her devotee, Ma's devotee, for many, many years. And as this woman reached the point of her transition, her children carried her in on a little cot so that she could listen to Ma's discourse from the back of the room. And Ma was pleased to see her there, and every once in a while she would call out, "Mother, are you doing your mantra?" And the old woman had her prayer beads. She couldn't speak anymore, but she was doing her mantra on her beads. And her daughter would lean over, and the old woman would nod a little to answer Ma that yes, she was doing her mantra. And this went on for some time during Ma's discourse. And then at a certain point, she stood up and strode to the back of the room. Swami said she walked like a general, even though she was this very petite little woman, saint. And so Ma got up and walked to the back of the room where this old woman was about to make her transition. And Ma ran her hands from her head to her toes, or maybe it was from her toes to her head, I don't remember, probably from her toes to her head, so that she was helping the old woman to change her energy to moving out towards the top of her head and into a high state of consciousness. And what an incredible blessing that would be to have a saint help you when you're making your transition like that, to help move the energy. And so that is the two contrasts. When you have this negative mantra always going through your mind, and it can be anything. We're always thinking something, we're always saying some mantra, whether it's I'm worried about money or I'm fearful or whatever it is, we're always saying something. But in the case of a positive mantra, we're saying the name of God, or we're saying something uplifting, a mantra that reminds us of higher states of consciousness. And it's not always automatic that we can say these high mantras. Just like the woman couldn't bring herself to say anything except "not a drop will I give." There's another story that Swami Kriyananda used to tell about a robber, Valmiki, and he would rob people and take all their money and usually kill them, and he would bring home the spoils of his job to his family. Well, one day Valmiki set upon a saint, and the saint said, "Well, you can have whatever I have. I don't have very much, but it's all yours. But tell me, this negative karma that you are creating by robbing and killing people, will your family share that karma since they're getting the spoils of your work?" And the robber said, "Well, yes, of course they will. They're my family." And the saint said, "Well, I'll tell you what, ask them. Go home, ask them. I'll wait right here. You've already taken everything I have, but wait, I'll wait right here, and come and tell me if they will really take your karma for all your actions." And so Valmiki was very sure that they would, but he went home and he asked them, "So I bring you all these riches. Will you share in my karma, my bad karma, and having accrued them in this way of robbing and killing people?" And one by one, each of his family thoroughly denied that they would take any of the karma. They were happy to take the riches, but they wouldn't take any of the blame. And so, disheartened, Valmiki went back to the saint and he said, "Well, what should I do? I want to change my ways now." And so the saint said, "Okay, you have to renounce this life, and I will give you a mantra. Practice this mantra night and day, and it will free you from this negative karma that you have accrued." And so Valmiki tried to say the mantra. The saint gave him the mantra of Rama, like we were just chanting a few minutes ago. But Valmiki couldn't say it. He was too steeped in evil to be able to say those holy words. And so the saint told him to instead say Ma-ra. Mara is the demon king. And so Valmiki was able to say Mara, and he said it so faithfully and so deeply and for such a long time that eventually Mara became Rama. And in that way, he became a great saint. So let us use the power of mantra and of chanting to change our consciousness, to help us to overcome fear and anxiety and worry, all those things that plague us, our anger, frustration, all those things. if we keep our minds focused, always singing to God, always inviting God into our consciousness, we too can become deeply centered, at peace, and filled with joy.